Welcome everyone to this video. Today I want to talk about the basic ALM process. I already wrote an article or a blog post about it, so this video is like an addition to this for those who try or are learning better with videos. First of all, I want to explain a bit what the idea of this basic ALM process is. So what we want to achieve is this process you can see in the screen or in the video at the moment. First of all, we want to export our unmanaged solution from dev. We want to unpack it, save it in our source control. After that, we want to pack it again, deploy it to our JIT build environment, which is a just-in-time build environment. For demo purpose, it's not just in time, but this will come in a different video later. Then we want to export it from there as a managed solution, publish this managed solution as an artifact in our pipeline or DevOps, and then take this one and deploy it to our test environment. To achieve this, we will split our whole process in 3 different pipelines. The first one is the export from dev. So it will export from dev and check it into our repository. The second one is the one that builds our managed solution. So it will take our stuff from the repository, import it to the JIT build environment, and export the managed solution from there, which will be published as artifacts. And the last step is a release pipeline that will take this artifact and deploy it to our test environment. To do that, we will use the new Power Platform build tools. Those are generally available since 16th of June, so 2 weeks now, roundabout. So those are already installed on my tenant, DevOps tenant. So if you go to this tenant, I have prepared some other stuff as well. And those are, if you go to the configurations of the project, we have the service connections here. So I've set up 3 of them. One is our development environment, the next one is our JIT build environment, and the third one is the test environment or demo test environment, which is our playground environment. One more thing I already configured, which you need later, is some access. So this user, which will commit our stuff to the repository, which is the user of our pipelines, needs the contributor allow here. That will be needed for our first pipeline. Let's dive in and begin with our first pipeline. Just have to open this one. So we go to pipelines in our project and we create a new pipeline. Here we use the classic editor. In the next screen we can just click on continue because that's the correct stuff we need at the moment, and then we create an empty job. We change the name, which should be create export from dev. You can name it whatever you want to. We will need a variable for this pipeline, which is the solution name. And for now, we want to export a demo solution, so we give this one as a default value. And then we check this box that if we queue our job, we can choose a different solution if we want to. Otherwise, it will just take the default value. For our step that will commit our changes to the Git repository, we need to check this allow scripts to access the OAuth token in the agent job. Otherwise, it will not have access to the repository. Let's add some steps then. So we first of all install the Power Platform tools. Then we publish the customizations we export our solution, and we unpack our solution. And the last step will be a command line step. This one will push our stuff into our Git repository. Publish customizations only needs one configuration, and that's the environment where we want to publish all customizations. In this case, it's our dev environment. Export solution also needs the environment where to export. It then needs the solution name, and here we use our variable, which will be used like this. And then we have to specify an output file, and this is our artifact staging directory, which is a standard variable from DevOps, our solution name, and this one as a zip file. And we want to export it as unmanaged. The next step is to unpack our solution, and here the input will be the output of the previous step. So the same string here, and then our target folder to unpack the solution. In this case, I just take the source binary or the source directory, and I add the folder which is the solution name, and I want to have all the unpacked data in there, so all the XML files and so on. And it's an unmanaged solution. And the last step is our script or command line stuff to commit the stuff into our Git repository. Here you will have the email address you want to use, username, and this one will use the build number as the commit message. Let's run this. Save and run. Now we wait until the job is ready. Our job finished. Everything was successful. So now if we go to our repository, we should have a folder which is demo for our demo solution. And then we have all the components we have in the solution. So the entities and their definition in the XML format, and the model-driven apps and the sitemaps, and so on and so forth. Let's create the second pipeline. So now we want to build our managed solution from the repository. To do that, we create a new pipeline. We call it build managed solution, and we add some steps to our agent. So also here we start with the Power Platform steps. We install the tools, then we pack the solution from the repository. We will import the solution to our Git build environment. We will publish our customizations over there, and then we export the solution as managed. And the last step will be to publish our artifacts so that the release pipeline can pick them up. Here again, the install of the tools doesn't need any configuration. We need to specify the source of our solution, and this one is the same one we had in the pipeline before. So it will take it from our source directory and then our solution names folder. You can see in this part we also need the solution name as a variable. We will configure this one a bit later. Then we have to specify an output file, and this will be, or is the same as we had in the first one as well. It's in the artifact staging directory of the build, and then the solution name .zip, and it will be unmanaged. Next step is to import a solution, and here we choose our JIT environment, and then we specify the file that should be imported, which is the same as the output here will be the input from this step here. Everything else can be left like it is. For now, we will, or you could use the override unmanaged customizations, depends on your preferences. One thing to mention is, if you choose the import as holding solution, it will create an upgrade, but it will not apply the upgrade. At the moment, there is no possibility to apply the upgrade with some Power Platform build tool steps. So in this case, either you create an own script that applies the updates or the upgrades, or you go in and apply them by yourself after every deployment. So that's a bit, it's not the nicest solution at the moment, but I hope Microsoft will develop this part. For now, we leave it as it is because we just want to do updates. And the reason for that is we don't handle the versions either. So this will come in some of the following videos then. So next step is to publish customizations in our JIT environment. And then we want to export our solution as a managed solution. So we again provide our solution name, which is the variable, and then we provide the output folder. And this time we use the artifact staging directory, again, the solution name, but managed zip file. And then we have to check this checkbox, export as managed solution. Last but not least is the pipeline artifacts. And here we want to publish our just created managed solution. I used to name the artifact name or name the artifact drop. I do it here as well, but you could choose whatever name you want to. You just have to remember because we need it in the next pipeline. And then we have to configure the variable as well, as we talked about earlier. So now we will create a variable that is called solution name. And we have demo here as well as the default. And we check the box as we have done in the first one. So let's save and queue. Now we wait until this one is ready. So now this job is ready. You can see every step has succeeded, and we have here one artifact produced. If you click on this one, we will come to a view which shows the artifacts we produced. We have one folder which is called drop. And in this folder we have one managed zip file, or a zip file with a managed solution, or demo solution. Last step is to create a release pipeline. To do that, we go to release on the left side and we click on new pipeline. This will create a slightly different pipeline, like you can see here. Empty job is fine. We have an artifact we can choose, and then different stages for, you can have a stage for deploying to test or production, and pre-production, or whatever you want to, and how many stages you want to have. For now, we leave it with one stage, and this is deploy, or we say test maybe here, and pipeline name deploy to test. We choose an artifact, and here we choose our last pipeline, which is the build manage solution pipeline, and we take the latest version always. And this is the source alias. This we will need in our tasks to locate our solution file or the artifact. And then we can create jobs here. Here we need Power Platform again. So like this. We install the tools, we import the solution, and then we publish customizations. And the import solutions now it needs a connection again. Here we take our destination environment, which is the playground environment for me. And then we have to specify the file, or the location of the zip file we want to import as a solution. And here we take our default working directory of the system, and there we take the folder of our build managed solution, which is our artifact. In there we take the job folder we created in the last pipeline, and then we take our solution name and add a managed.zip. So that's our solution we want to import. Here as well, same thing, override unmanaged customizations. And then we have to publish all customizations. We take the same environment as we took here. And the last thing to do is here as well to configure our variable solution name, demo, and set it to settable at release time. We save, and then we create a release. Here you see the demo variable. We could change it, but demo is fine for us now. And the artifact, it will be our managed solution pipelines result, so to say. Create this one. We now go to the release. Since we have not specified any requirements or quality gates or gates for our stages, it will directly try to deploy the solution without any confirmation. This could be configured. I can cover it in a future video or blog post. Let's take a look what it is doing here. So now this deployment job is finished as well. You see all the steps were successful, our deployment was successful, and if we go back to the release 1, you see that the stage test was successfully deployed. So if we now open our environments, or the Maker portal, so we have our JIT environment, or the environment I used at the JIT environment. We have our demo solution here. It is unmanaged. And if we go further to our test environment or destination environment, we do have a demo solution here as well. And this one is managed. It was deployed from dev via the JIT environment to the test environment. I hope this helped you setting up your basic ALM process. Like mentioned, I will create more videos and blog posts about it to introduce more complexity and a bit more automation, because all the pipelines we created now in this video are only manual triggered, but you could also trigger them automatically on different occasions. So I hope it helped you, and feel free to contact me if you have any further questions. Thank you.